Hey ghoulish peeps, we are going to alter this wooden camera frame from the Dollar Tree today. I know you've seen it, I know you've been wanting one, so let's go ahead and do that today for this weekend's video. So go ahead and grab your supplies and let's get started. Now, I know we all have probably seen the altered camera frames, but I don't know if I've ever actually seen a tutorial or a craft with me on it. There probably is one, I'm not sure, but we're going to do that today. So I'm going to use up some scraps I have left from Doodlebug's Happy Haunting. This was last year's collection, and I've already spray painted it. I didn't really care about the front. If it got on there is fine. I cared more about the side pieces. Now you can go ahead and use acrylic paint and do a sponge brush and go ahead on the edges, or even chalk paint or whatever, but I opted to do spray paint because I ain't got time for that. And so here is the back. I already took the pieces out in which it contained in the frame. So when you get the frame, it'll have this, and then it'll have your little clear piece, and then it has your little block here that you cover on the back. Now if you want to actually use your frame for a photo, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, what I'm going to do today is make it a shaker. So first off, I am going to actually decorate my front piece, and then I'm going to do the back, and I will tell you why. So this is actually going to be my back piece, and then this is going to be my front. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. Now this piece is actually a little bit shorter than what I want, and it's going to actually take some of the branding strip, but I'm going to be covering that anyway, so it's okay if yours is the same way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first apply some ATG tape. You can do score tape or like whatever your heart desires. I am doing it this way. I am still going to add some wet glue on here, but I just want to go ahead and double up my adhesion the best that I can, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take my Barely Art glue, and I'm gonna make sure I really get those edges well. Alright, so now I'm going to put it face down, and I'm going to get it as close to the edge as possible. This way it just takes a little less cutting than having to do it like, you know, putting it right smack dab in the middle. So I just want to make sure I get it as close as I can to the edge without overlapping and looking crazy. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take my bone folder, or you can do a scraper, and I'm just going to smooth that all out. And while I do that, I'm going around the edges too. Alright. So I am actually going to take my scissor, and I'm going to remove this excess piece here just so it's out of my way. And I'm actually going to do it close to the edge. Boom. Alright, so now I can go ahead and discard that. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, and this is why you want to do it from the front first and then do your back, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely seal this closed onto the back piece when we get to the back. But of course, I can't cut out my circle on the front if I have this completely enclosed. I'd have to do some MacGyvering, and I ain't got time for that. I'm sure you don't either. So what I'm going to do is create an X just to help remove, just to make it easy. You don't have to do that, but I just find it to be easier. And then I am going to go around and start removing. Okay, so now we have our centerpiece removed. Now I'm going to go ahead and start removing my outside. Make sure you do it carefully and take your time with these little bit rough spots. They're not smooth and straight down or in a straight line, so you want to be careful. So you want to try to remove that as nicely as you can. Alright, so now we have our friendly, happy ghost. All of Casper's cousins, aunties, uncles, and all them. So you see these little prong pieces here? I'm going to remove these. So you can kind of like fuss with it, bend it back and forth. I am going to use my little wire cutting tools. I'm going to remove that because when I apply the paper, it's going to create an indentation and it's going to bubble it up, so it won't be completely sealed. Now again, if you are going to actually use this as a photo frame, you want to keep those because it needs to be able to stay attached that way. But since I'm not doing it that way, I'm going to go ahead and put my piece in here, and then I'm going to make sure that it is properly lined up before I seal anything down, because if you're using something that's directional, you for sure don't want it going this way when it's not supposed to go that way. I mean, it still looks cute if that happens, but you want to make sure it's going in the proper direction in which you choose it to be. Now, if you are adding a photo and still want to do a shaker, same concept. Make sure your photo is going in the proper direction before you go ahead and add anything on. Now, I'm just going to add some glue right here just to kind of help seal it. I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, I am covering it up. I just want this to just kind of chill out right in here. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did on the front, and I'm going to add my A2G tape. Alright, so now we have our back piece on and we have our front piece on. Yay! So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of glue. You know, I don't like glue or anything on my fingers. Crazy. But I'm going to use it to help me smooth down these little edges, like, you know, little rough spots that were created from cutting it out with the X-Acto knife. You don't have to do this, but it just kind of, it depends on if you're going to cover this border here. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but regardless, I wanted to go ahead and have this cleaned up. I am going to add some shaker goodness to this. All right, so I'm going to use my Buttons Galore and More stuff, and I have 3 different crystals. This one is in peach, this one is in grape, and then this one is kiwi. And then I also have these mix-ups here, and this is called Spellbound. I thought all of this worked really, really well with the collection. So I am going to start adding in some funness. Okay, so I have that part done, and then I'm going to take some pieces from the collection itself. And so I have my odds and ends and my chit chat. And let's see. So I'm just gonna add like some little fun stuff. I actually have some of the stickers left too, so maybe I will put a sentiment in here, just so there's something fun. I should have did this beforehand, but I didn't really truly think about it. So I'm gonna put chills and thrills in the center there. And then I just want, like, now with the odds and ends, it has acetate pieces in there. And so I know I used one ghost. Let me see. I should have more ghosts in here. Here we go. Actually, I want to see if I have a smaller one, just so it doesn't completely block everything. Yes, much smaller. There you go. That's better. Great. So we go ahead and shake her up so you have like that fun little ghost that's in there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our clear piece that came with the camera, and this is going to sit outside of it. All right. So I am going to take some red line tape. You can use just regular double-sided tape. This is 1/8 of an inch, if I am not mistaken. And I am going to carefully apply this around the edge. I'm curling it as I go around the edge, or twisting, I should say, sorry. So in that way it falls within the edge of the frame, and I find it to be easier for me personally to do it this way versus applying it to my project. Don't ask me why. It's just how I feel, okay? So do what works best for you. Alright, so now that I have that on, I'm just going to take my end of my tweezer here and make sure that it is nice and attached to my little plastic piece. Now, if you want to and you are feeling that this is too small or you need just a little bit more wiggle room, you can go ahead and dip into your stash and grab some acetate or another clear piece. And then if you want to do like a square to make it easier for you because you can't go around in a circle, do a square piece and just make sure that you have it sealed up very well. All right, so now that I have that going on, I am going to start to release and I'm going to apply. And now, my dear, we have a shaker. And if you like bend a little forward, you can see it says, probably not in that angle, but you can see it says Chills and Thrills. We have our fun little floaty ghost in here. I think that is just so cute. So what's next? That's all up to you, boo. It's all about the decorating now. We're finna have some fun. We're gonna go ham with it. We're gonna just do what we do best, all right? So let's go. All right, friends, and that is it. I really love how this turned out. So stinking cute. We got our ghost dance in the background here. Love it. Shake, 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 shake. And then we have our fun little haunted area scene, happy haunting. Added some little cabochon pieces. Added this little webbing. I don't necessarily know what this is called, but I got it from the Dollar Tree and I love it. And you saw me do some fussy cutting, added that up there, added one of these pretty bows. This is from Sparkling Ghoul. Added one of the little bone pieces and a pom-pom. And I just really love how it turned out. Again, here's the back. I'm not gonna worry about that strip. I highly doubt anybody would care. I know I don't. And I mean, it is just something supremely cute that you can have just as a decorative piece. You can give to a friend, have it in your room or whatever tickles your fancy. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that it helped you out and gave you some inspiration and wanted to do this yourself. If you do, I would absolutely love how yours turned out. Even though I didn't originally come up with this, I still want to see how yours looked. I mean, it is what it is. But I hope this video helped. Again, I personally have not seen any like tutorials or craft with me's about it, but I hope this video helped you out. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to your girl if you're not already. Again, I'm trying to reach that 3K before the end of the year. Be great. And I'll just see you in the next video. Bye.